Chumming with the Spirits.
The Charlie Sheen one, right?
Yeah.
God, I forgot all about that stupid movie.
So
Horrible movie.
So
You're not clacking us?
they portrayed him as the main character. He's in it for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Everything else, he has a helmet on. That's not him.
I know. So how can they get away with that?
Because he is really limited in what he can do anyway.
Just like the Mandalorian.
But they show him.
Like 3 times the whole season. It wasn't until second season that he had his helmet off for longer.
That's true.
But is that him doing the lines?
But that's him speaking.
Yes,
yeah, that's him speaking.
He reads
yeah.
the lines, but that's not him in the suit.
No,
during
that's not.
90% of the show.
Okay.
Welcome to Chumming with the Spirits. I am JD, pair chum over there.
Hi.
And OG in the middle. We are going to be talking about
Og the Destroyer.
Og the Destroyer. We're going to be talking about Wraiths, a ghostly figure.
Not the
Not the Charlie Sheen TV, movie
where he's not in it.
where he's only in it for like 2 seconds and made a decent amount of money.
That's the reason I watched it. And I was like, is he going to show up? Is he going to show up?
He does, like at the very beginning, and he's gone after that.
So I'll be honest.
Really not a wraith.
I
more of
did
a revenant.
not do any research on this. The first time I've ever heard of this entity was when you guys suggested it. I did read what they are, a ghost.
Okay.
They're a type of ghost. Yes, that's a good
Mission
point.
over. Episode closed.
And thank you.
Thank you for
Like and subscribe.
So please
like and subscribe.
enlighten me, because this is going to be all on you guys. And I'm just
It's
going
not.
to chime
But
in.
you definitely have something to chime in on this.
Why don't you get your iPad? Yeah, there you go. Why don't you look more on there?
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's totally getting.
Ah.
All right. So lead away, because I'm curious about.
Well, you covered it. It's a ghost.
All right.
So
Oh. We both did at the same time. Go ahead.
So when what I looked up, the description that I got, the image that formed in my head that can't create images is the Grim Reaper. You know, cloak and sight.
yeah, that's generally
close.
it's portrayed as like the Dementor style.
Yeah, Dementor.
But it's a
Sucking the life out of things.
It's a very vengeful spirit. In D&D terms, they are very powerful, but they have came back with purpose.
Yes.
In ghostly form, because there's a different version that actually is corporeal. But again, race, salt, iron, their weaknesses, which gets leads back into Fey realm.
Well, they were basically created out of sorrow and hatred. And so when someone dies, and sometimes they're there before that person dies, if I'm remembering correctly. But it's like a lot of sorrow and death and people emotional trauma, and
So
they
it's
appear.
it's not based on a single person can form into a wraith. It's a
No, it's a
conglomeration.
well, from what I understood, it's a person.
So what
Okay.
what differentiates that?
I thought it was kind of more like a harbinger from what I'm reading from Scotland. It came from Scotland, and which we both agree on, and Nordic tales, which kind of spread over to Ireland and then England, and that's when we started doing stuff like that.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to ruffle feathers, but what you just explained is a ghost. So what separates it from just your normal, everyday, average apparition spirit?
It's
vengeful and can kill people.
Yeah,
Can't a ghost
never.
do that?
There's not a recorded. There's not one recorded.
Well,
ever.
other than the
Bell we think
just
he
talked about
probably poisoned himself or his wife
something
did.
else. Somebody poisoned
Or
him.
something.
Yeah, it could be a ghost,
But no, they're known as to kill you. They can kill you.
they came back with a purpose, and they are vengeful for whatever wronged them or whatever. Being from an Ireland background, they may have been a precursor. A banshee may have.
That's what I was going down. Banshee.
A banshee would have. Well, so a banshee is the harbinger saying somebody's going to die. Then that person, say they're killed. They come back as a wraith, and they are vengefully seeking out this person. But they're mostly known only at night. They don't come out during the day, and they can basically frighten somebody to death.
Now, what would separate that from the entity of death itself?
Death doesn't kill people. Death is there to take them to the next plane.
That's not what Final Destination says.
Well, don't fuck with death.
Don't cheat death,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or he's going to kill you.
yeah, right. So, yeah, it's a ghostly-like image of someone, which you were saying, specifically one seen shortly before or after their death. And that's where I was coming back. That they've seen it before death. There's a lot of sorrow, and they're usually in haunted areas like a cemetery, a cave, an old abandoned house.
So could you go down the rabbit hole of possibly demonic in nature?
No, because they're human.
Yeah.
But that's how demons are formed, is it not?
They're a non-human spirit.
That's why they try to inhabit people and do stuff so they can try to bypass certain laws.
So how...
That's another rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, because I instantly go to the show Supernatural. Mm-hmm. How do you explain Crowley being a demon?
So he was turned into a demon, but that's not it. And it depending on what religion, but general religion, demons and demonics are non-human entities. They have never had a human form. A lot of them were cast out from heaven. They're actually
Angels.
So there's different tiers of angels too.
So how did he become a demon? I haven't seen that far.
In Crowley,
yeah.
he made a deal to become a demon, and that's another. I don't know if that's a topic we'd want to talk about. There's some pretty interesting demon lore and all that, like Crossroad Demons.
I would love to talk about that kind of stuff sometime.
The Great Blue, actually, Sinners is based off of that. But that's the difference is when you're talking demonic. And even if you're not going to get religious, just demonic means non-human spirit. So technically, fae could be demonic. Any force spirits, they've never been human. More than likely,
Yoda's Obi-Wan's a demon.
Never been human.
Force spirit.
He was human at one point.
Obi-Wan was humanist.
Yeah.
Right. But no, so
but they're very, very well. So the difference between a wraith, like when you come across a wraith, they are dangerous, meaning they can harm you. Versus most ghosts don't or can't.
Ghosts aren't going to drain you. So a wraith can be like a not them, but what are they?
A succubus,
incubus, right? I mean, then they could drain you of your life essence, right?
Because that's a demon. Succubus
and incubus are demons.
Yeah. But wraiths can do that.
Well, they don't suck you that way.
No. They're not the fun.
There's two types of draining.
They're not the ton of fun.
They're not the fun type. Yeah.
So going back to what you...
That's just where we're going to have a whole episode just talking about...
what they are?
Creepy demons, just all the different lores.
Or how creepy we come off saying that, right?
Yeah.
So would you consider... I'm going back to a point you said when we first started this episode.
What, Chummy with the Spirits?
No.
RSS.
Could the Dementors from Harry Potter been the artistic interpretation of stories that she heard about wraiths?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're almost
spot on.
No, there's a lot of correlation with that.
Screaming,
And actually
sucking the life out of you.
Yes,
yeah.
no, literally.
I read that. I read that. That's where she came up.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
What, that I read? I do read. I probably should watch more TV and let me...
Pictures were involved.
Yeah.
Comic books count.
Yeah, they do.
Comics do count.
So how would you know that you were dealing with a wraith and not a ghost or something other than like you know what I'm saying?
You start finding start finding dead people where it's been seen haunting that area where people have seen.
Yeah, but other types of entities can do that. Is it just a physical appearance that separates it?
Well,
no, it's a physical ability.
They're the most badass looking. We talked about that before. They're the most badass looking ghost you've ever seen.
I mean, like if you saw a Dementor in real life, are you going to go, oh, that's a normal ghost?
No.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're going to go, I need to get out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that's but
I'm in the wrong spot.
yeah, that
But say you're being attacked and you can't see it because it doesn't want you to see it.
No, that's the whole thing. Wraiths,
Want you to see them?
yeah.
oh, you're going to see him.
They generate terror. They torment. And then they drain you and
Yeah. And it might not be in one day. It could be a visit.
multiple
It could
nights.
come-
Yeah, depending on how strong you are.
Slow suck. So yeah, no, this is all interesting because I'd loosely heard of the terms just from playing video games and stuff like that. Baldur's Gate,
What makes them dangerous is the fact that
The Witcher.
They can go through walls. They're a true ghostly apparition. Because the other version,
So they're not corporeal. They're
they're a
spectral.
ghost. Yeah. So the other version of it is called a revenant, which is like
Which is
crow.
which I thought the
Yeah.
crow was, right?
The crow's a revenant. It's a person comes back from the dead.
Oh, like the movie, the comic book, The Crow.
yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the animal.
No.
Yeah, no, you literally come back. They come back from the dead to seek vengeance
Yeah.
on what was wronged in their
How they
life.
how they were
So
wrong.
Spawn was a remnant
Revenant, yeah.
or revenant.
Yeah,
Wow.
with more powers.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so
before.
that's the big deal between the Wraith and a Revenant. A Revenant at least is solid. You could try to block,
fight it off.
Yeah, try to fight it off or block it with a door.
Or
and
you
run.
can defeat it with some kind of what are we looking for?
Power of love.
Well, not power of love, but
power of belief.
let's just what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out there, Larry. Parachum.
I don't know.
Divine weapon.
Yeah, some kind of divine weapon.
Holy
or
water.
yes.
Race also, but generally it's
Especially
iron
race.
or salt got brought in mainly from supernatural. It wasn't as big.
Yeah,
of a
I don't know
deal.
if that's a real thing or not with the salt, where you can block it from entering a
So
threshold or not.
There's
That's
stories
ghosts. Yeah.
of salt. Well, like well, actually, in Hellboy, it
It's
kind of covers
Artifacts is what
It's-
the word I was
it's-
looking for.
or
is
artifacts.
Artifacts.
It's because of the ions or something in it that
crystals.
crystals. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a quartz, kind of like disrupts.
But there's like in Hellboy, one of the artifacts was hidden in a jar of. They called it angel tears, but it was salt crystals.
Yep. Is that the one?
Basically, the salt formed from the angel's tears, and that was being used to hold back this demon. And I'm like, thinking about it, I think that's where some of that came through. Like there are legends of salt, which I didn't realize until now. Back in the day when they really believed in it, salt was super, super expensive.
It was.
Worth your pound of salt.
Well, yeah. Well, that was how you survived, though. I mean, you packed your meat in salt. And
Yeah.
How you did
But,
your
the
deer
throwing
skins.
it over your shoulder if you spilled some.
So
Yeah.
that could play into the role of it in the supernatural as a preservative.
And vampires throw it down. They got to count every single crystal.
That's rice. Could you do that with salt too?
Do with toothpicks, anything.
I would definitely do a bag
I didn't
of
know
salt.
that.
More than a bag of rice.
He might get through the bag of rice.
Yeah.
Superhuman.
Within a day. God dang.
I just throw some sand down because you can't count sand unless you have a microscope.
They're superhuman.
Fair.
Just throwing it out there. So yes, a wraith, to me, is one of the ultimate ghostly apparitions.
They're just so
is not,
cool looking.
Well, they're cool, but that's not the one you want coming after you. That's not the one you want to find out that, oh, yeah, we think we have a wraith.
But they usually do like one location. They're not all over the place, from my understanding, right? They stay in one location where they hunt. I think that's the hand.
It is the
movement.
hand gestures.
So, continue with your thought. My bad. Something showed up on the camera. I was just curious.
Generally, yeah, as OG's saying, is wraiths occupy an area of like their known domain.
Yeah.
Like they'll haunt the castle that they're in or the graveyard that they
Yes,
were
yes.
buried.
So they're
But
confined.
They're confined.
Yeah.
So there is a limitation to them. They can't just go
Follow you home and smoke you.
Yeah.
So if they are a spectral anomaly hell bent on vengeance, there has to be a purpose behind that vengeance, right?
Yes, there's
So-
something that brought them back for some, whether their kids were killed and then they were killed, or
So they're not necessarily just going to go willy nilly all Manson on them and just kill everybody they see.
Oh no, they will. That's the problem with the Wraith. They're not just they are anything in their territory. They go after anything.
So they're not hell bent on just a specific.
No, well, I mean they're hell bent on stuff, but generally I didn't think about it. But it may be because they went mad in Lifetime that caused them to be. They lost their family, they lost everything, and drove them mad, and that's why they're in that form when they come back, and they literally will attack anybody. Like it's not like, oh yeah, that Wraith just ignored me. So like a Wendigo and a baby, it's eat the baby.
So where I was going was someone wronged you in life horribly, and you're hell bent on destroying them. You come back as a Wraith, you accomplish that. Does that Wraith disappear?
No. I have not heard of any.
Think so.
I've never heard of them being like.
It would make sense though.
Yeah,
I think a revenant will. A revenant, once it kills the person that's that wronged it, it gets to go back and passes on.
That's a great question, man.
As far as I know, Wraiths don't. They literally occupy an area. They never get the.
So they're lobotomized revenants.
Yeah, they're
just crazy,
and they'll attack anything that's in their area. Like no rest for them. I mean, technically, I guess you could try to bless them and send them.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work. There was one movie, and we might have to cut this out because I'm going to stutter all over the place. That it was like some kind of wraith creature in a tower, or a lighthouse. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes, Darkness Falls.
What a great movie, right?
That was the Tooth Fairy. Was what that was supposed to be.
I see. Okay.
That wasn't a Wraith.
The little sister of the Bone Fairy.
Yeah. No, that was a great movie. I have it out there.
Oh, do you? Fantastic.
Yeah, that was she.
It was in a lighthouse, right? And had long dark hair.
And that was her weakness was light. She could only come out in the darkness, and she would. If you saw if you gave up your tooth, and you witnessed her coming and giving you your tooth, she was going to kill you because you saw her. Because they burned her alive as a human.
That's right.
Because some kids in the town disappeared, and she was known to give kids money when their tooth fell out.
Yeah.
And they thought she killed them, so they burned her alive in the lighthouse. So yeah, a great movie if you guys ever get a chance to see it.
Basically, it's
your phone shut off.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Chumming with the Spirits.
Howdy.
We're doing part 2 of Wraiths.
And figuring out our technical issues.
Which
we think is gremlins, not a wraith.
Yeah, I don't think that's a great
attachments.
Yeah, they're not doing enough.
Or still in certain attachments.
So I know in
Do you?
What do you know?
I know they're brought up quite a bit in pop culture. We mentioned Harry Potter, the Dementor, Dungeons and Dragons, several video games, The Witcher, Baldur's Gate. I'm pretty sure I remember from one of the older Baldur's Gate. Yeah, which is D&D. Yeah, fair. But not many people, because I didn't think about it until you mentioned it just a second ago. The ring wraiths
research
from Tolkien,
right.
The Lord of the Rings, the Nazgul.
Yeah, that's like literally in their name, ring wraiths. Yeah,
and now that
they have that look. That's literally the look that we were talking about. The Dementor-esque, human-esque form. They were all kings.
Well,
of the men,
and it's interesting that when he puts on the Ring of Power, the one ring to rule
they
them,
can zero in on him.
No, that he sees them in their spectral form, not their
black and shroud.
They're like they look like ghosts.
Yeah. They look like undead. Yeah, undead men,
like smoky ghosts.
Yeah.
But when he pulls the ring off, they look like the wraiths that
like men. Sees. So I wonder if that was the first true case of it being popularized in pop culture.
No, for a global affair, probably.
Yeah, that's wrong.
But he pulled a lot of his inspirations in that from a lot of original mythology and
Scottish folklore, Scottish tales, European.
You know, I mean, everybody that he talks about, from trolls, orcs, elves, dwarves, hobbits, which are little people, they're all based off of mythology and from Europe. I mean, that's everything, and he made a world of it. I mean, excellent writer. I mean, the way he put everything in and did the back lore and all that, because it's not 100% trance.
I still need to read the Silmarillion. I haven't read that yet. It's on my list.
I have a friend that he read it and then found they finally have it released on audiobook.
Oh, he was probably like, God.
Yeah, he was listening to his car when we went to lunch. I'm like, it's friggin' forever.
Yeah.
And it's really, that's one of the ones that's really hard to read.
It's technical.
Well, it's so many, like one person can have like 5 different names in the book. Because depending on what eon they're in, they have a different name, but it's the same person. Then
it's hard to keep track.
Keep track, yeah. But
so, how am I going to say this? We were talking earlier about them usually having confined spaces or confines to their
area. Yeah, they're stuck in a certain area.
What would cause that to happen?
Possibly the place where they died or they were wronged. The person that harmed them, that made them what they became, a vengeful spirit. So probably that location of that trauma.
So I get that. I phrased it wrong. I apologize.
No, that's right. I apologize.
What would define the limitations
of
to that area?
Probably because that's where their essence was when they became the Wraith.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, like...
So what happens if it was in a field? Like, just out in the middle of nowhere? Does that mean they have no confines?
It'd be that battlefield where that battle happened at.
Because there are Scottish folklore that they've seen Wraiths during the middle of battles and stuff, because that's where that one person died.
Okay, so happens in the middle of the ocean. Does that mean the entire ocean's their confines?
No. Just that location of that.
So what defines that location?
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know. Is it on a ship?
Maybe it's stuck to the ship that sank.
I'm trying to...
Give me specifics, though. Like,
judge...
Like... Are we talking about
limitations?
Bermuda Triangle? Did something happen on a ship and became a... Because I think it's going to be attached to a area.
Yeah.
So the ocean cannot be... An ocean is more than one area. It's several areas.
And I get what you're trying to say. Like, what is...
You can say it has free roam of the Atlantic Ocean or something like that.
Or on land. Like... If it happened in the middle of a forest, if they had never been outside that forest, how do they know? Then
they probably wouldn't be able to go beyond the forest.
Okay. Maybe they won't become a wraith.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But generally they're stuck to an area that's a predefined area, whether that be the cemetery yard or the mansion's land.
Or a barn.
Yeah. I mean, usually it's a decent sized area. It's not just a small building.
Right.
Now, my next rabbit hole that we're going to go down for a second.
Okay. I just want to say, beginning, you said you don't know nothing about Wraiths, but you're carrying this whole conversation with your questions.
Yeah, because I don't know anything.
No, this is great, though. So,
say... This is going to be a hard one to get out.
That's for a different episode, man. This is the wrong platform.
We told you not to stick
This is the wrong platform.
Don't stick that up there like that.
Wow. You shouldn't have said that.
Large base plate.
Whoa.
It's flared base.
So, all right. Let's
cut that out.
We should be drinking.
No, we're not cutting that out. That was good. Take a graveyard and a cemetery. Right.
What's the difference?
No.
You brought it up. What's the difference?
A graveyard is associated with a church. A cemetery is a self-sustained plot of land where people are just buried.
Yep. And one is sanctified.
Consecrated, and one's not. But where I'm going with this is, say it's a graveyard associated with a church. That's the Wraith's confines. It was known that you go in that graveyard or that church, you might get killed.
I don't think he's going to be able to go past the threshold of the church.
Yeah. Anyways,
Let me.
Oh, I think you were done.
No, I wasn't.
Because there was a huge pause there. Were you just catching your breath?
Statism.
Okay.
For centuries, it has caused havoc and lots of death from people that have ventured in. All of a sudden, it just drops off. Like, people are able to go back there again, and nothing happens to them. Why is that?
Because it got banished.
The Wraith?
Yeah, that's why it's not there anymore.
Okay.
It got driven off somehow, or got banished, or somebody
It fulfilled its purpose.
Yeah, and more. I mean, I would think more than likely somebody either dissipated it with holy water, or blessed it, or burned it. You know, the other one's burning the body if you knew what the body is, and
Okay.
the old supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
But
because
if it stops like that because this is not a standard haunting. We're getting back into
or maybe that it's got its revenge.
yeah,
Right.
So or whatever was causing it to
it's
be
filled its quota.
Yeah.
filled its quota, and you know.
So JD fucked me, right? Real bad. Oh, shouldn't say that lie. JD.
That's another episode you guys will have to stay tuned for.
Beat me in
like
live,
Velcro.
and I am coming back
sticky Velcro.
as a vengeful rave until I get JD and his. I fulfill what my destiny was as a wraith.
But from what you guys were telling me, it's just loco, mad.
Most of the time, yeah. But, so
How is it going to know that it's fulfilled its purpose?
it just happens?
It just
You
happens.
leveled up. You
You've
got-
leveled up. You've leveled
Ding.
up. That's great.
But more than likely, it got
It did what it's supposed to do,
or got
it's been-
dissipated by a priest or something, or attacked the wrong thing.
Now, have you guys heard any historical accounts of encounters with the Wraiths?
just stories.
That's what I'm saying. Like stories.
Yeah.
Like, share some of them. I'm
Well, I
curious.
can't give you one.
Then you haven't
They're
heard.
literally folklore from Ireland and
In Scotland.
England, Scotland,
Norway. Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Because it started from Nordic to Scotland, and Scotland to Ireland.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be associated with like a person of class or
No.
something from back then. It could have been anybody that experienced something
Yeah.
that came back. And what do you think would be something that would give it its power? So do you think that it's
Hate, revenge.
so
madness.
Yeah.
So when I
Sorrow.
say that, like, say I'm the king, and Jeremy wants to be a knight, I have to knight him, right?
Not
For him to have
Maybe
that
another
power.
night can knight him.
Well, okay, but
Technicalities.
Yeah, come on.
wartime.
for him to get the power of knighthood, something has to grant it to him, right? Do you think that's the case with wraiths, or do you think it's a natural, just kind of like phenomenon that just happens? There's no supreme
I think it's how the person goes out.
power that's giving them this power.
I think it's how
Does that make
person
sense?
goes- because the hatred in their heart, the sorrow in their heart, they lost the love of their life to another guy, and then he was murdered in his sleep. Now he's going to come back. I have the hands again. Come back vengeful, right? Until he gets it, until the wraith gets its revenge. I think it just depends how it goes out and how much hatred and anger it had when it goes.
Yeah,
Don't
and
you
I think keep in mind we're talking. As far as I know, there's no modern generations of wraiths that I'm aware of.
There's some Karens.
Yeah,
Well, because
That's a wraith.
I'm gonna bring it back to the Revenant. Most of the stories that I've heard of Revenants, they are given the power by a higher being to fulfill their purpose and gone back, Spawn, the Crow, all that stuff. So that's where I was.
Rider.
Ghost Rider,
No, Pale
Pale
Rider.
Rider.
Pale Rider, Ghost Rider.
And I never
Wouldn't you
did.
consider?
Oh, you didn't? No.
Not until you told me.
But wouldn't you consider Ghost Rider a form of a Revenant?
He's no, because
He's a spirit of vengeance.
yeah, he inhabits a person though. The person's not dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
He
Sorry, folks.
signed a contract.
That's a very good point.
Signed a contract and said, let's do this, man.
Possessed,
But-
demon possessed.
Just like certain guitar players.
I swear I just heard someone walk in. No, I heard a door close. But wouldn't you?
Or would you?
So I would assume the same would not be necessary for a wraith.
So I think we forget how rough people actually had back in the medieval days.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, like life expectancy of 30 years if you're lucky, if you're a peasant.
Or how they were treated with their land was taken away from them.
Well,
and just all the anger. Like we talked about once on curses. They're cursing you on the way out. Well, maybe they become that
I
wraith.
think we don't have that sort of stuff. Hands.
Am I getting too excited?
You're all over the place.
I'm sorry.
But no,
it's the Italian in me, man. I can't help
I think
it.
that's where we don't. And it could be just because of all that emotion that person built up. Maybe it's not even them. Maybe it's them manifesting like a poltergeist that turns into the wraith.
I like that.
Because, I mean, and I'm not saying we don't have that turmoil in like the Middle East now and some other areas, but it's just not as harsh of environments anymore that, we live way longer. Maybe, it's got to be that perfect cut in their prime and anger and everything that happened. I wouldn't be surprised if there was race because of the Civil War, because what happened in the North and the South and the burning of
That's really
That's
good.
really good.
You don't hear about that.
And you know what? But let's talk about. Can we talk about Gettysburg real quick?
Yeah. Can I bring up another point on his point real quick before you transition?
Well, yeah, because you don't
want to segue?
It goes with what he's saying, and there goes my hands again. Go ahead.
So you could take it even one further with the poltergeist activity, saying that it's come back for a purpose, for vengeance and revenge, that only the people it's after are experiencing the wraith's wrath because they're mentally linked to it, and it's causing that lineage to be affected. Like if you had wronged someone, they come back as a wraith. I may not experience it, but you definitely would.
I mean, that could also explain why they're locked in a location, because that's where that psychic energy was locked into, like that manifested in that area, and that's why it's stuck there, because it doesn't know anything else.
That's all I knew.
Yeah, and that just really just came to me as we were talking about stuff, because it is a kind of unique. It's one of the unique ghosts out there. It's one of the ones that you do have to be cautious of. That and they look demented enough to you want to leave them alone. They're known to.
Was that why she called them dementors? Mm-hmm. It just clicked in my head because they look demented,
and they did bad things to people.
Wow.
They're basically the free guards.
Those are Karens.
Yeah,
Karens of the
afterlife.
Yes.
So what were you gonna segue into?
I'm just saying
Gettysburg.
Oh, the hands again.
Yep. You have to tape them to your legs.
Jazz hands.
I can't talk without my hands.
You can move them. I think you're good.
Okay.
You shut the camera off. We'll know.
Just a sighting of ghosts.
I gotta turn that notification thing off.
in Gettysburg. Some of the film footage that we've seen, people going over what happened over the emotion and marching and loading cannons. Mm-hmm. Do you think those are wraithful spirits?
No.
Because on the battlefield. So what are we seeing? Are we seeing residual?
I think a lot of that is residual, just from the energy,
spiritual energy
of people in the last moments of their life of doing what they were told to do, and it just stuck. Or like you said, it may be residual, that like they're not intelligent. It's just a replaying of the events because the right temperature, humidity. I don't know how to explain that.
Phase, tides.
No, the environment has to be right for that to open. No, I understand how the residual thing. I was just wondering.
Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be wraiths from those certain battles. I mean, there's people were wronged. I would think maybe revenants would have been.
When I'm thinking about Scotland, because I spent a few days in Scotland, a week or so.
Well, you're a lord.
I am.
You got 1 square foot of.
I have a whole square foot. I almost brought that. Almost brought that.
The square foot home with you?
No, my certificate, my certificate of lordship.
So I don't think you can do that legally.
Certificate of lordship. Yes, it's mine. I can bring that. The dirt will still be there.
How far down does that lordship go?
And up too, by the way, to eternity.
I'm not going to comment on all that.
Okay, well, don't.
How much does it go down? How much does it go up?
Yeah, all the way through, man.
Always nice.
Okay, these Scottish people were a lot of this came from. Some of the hardest working people I've ever met. You talk about salt of the earth. These people are hard people, and what they eat is really hard to eat, but they do it and they love it.
Scotch. Oh my gosh!
Saying that, they were shit on so bad from the England, on how they were treated.
Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just crap. So I can see why this Wraith lore would start with, because they were cursing them, taking over the lands and killing their children and their crops and doing things. And
so,
you'd see these apparitions, Wraiths in that area. Go ahead.
So no, that's a very valid point, and it makes me think of that movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson, where they're like, it's a ghost, and
they thought he was a ghost
in
the forest because of the way it moved.
That could have been what they were experiencing, was uprisal, or whatever you call it, the uprising. And that's the only way they could express it, was they don't know what's going on. It's an evil spirit
wearing all dark clothes.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's just horrible.
Well, they literally, like ninjas, were thought to be mythical because of how they vanished, and it's camouflage and all that. Like there's
ninja vanish,
there's some attributes attributed to them because that are almost mythical. Because, and like you said, maybe that is some of the basis of that was peasants putting black cloaks on.
Yeah.
But they're peasants, so they're tattered. So you get the Dementor look, and that's what they see is somebody running.
And then all of a sudden they're beheaded.
Yeah, somebody else is dead, and you're like, what the?
Right.
And if they're fast or know the area,
or if there's multiple of them,
they're going to know the area.
You see it running towards this guy killed, and all of a sudden you see him over here.
Understand that, like if you know the area but the person chasing you doesn't, you can make yourself look like you just vanished.
It's hard to beat a person in their own home, right?
Yeah,
it really is.
That's why you have to ask permission.
Well, I'm just saying, there's so much vengeance, so much hell these people went through.
But that's fascinating. That could be where the origination of
Wraiths
came from, was real people
and curses too. Gosh, you're a lady and your husband just got slaughtered in front of you and your kids, and you just got raped or whatever, and they just took over your land right before you die. You're going to curse, or you're going to come back as a wraith.
That's another episode we need to cover. There's a lady that she murdered. That her husband got murdered. Is she a Greek? I have to look it up. Either Greek or Roman, and she ends up murdering all these people, and then
John Wick
style. She wow, nice they killed. They killed her husband. Like they took him for ransom and ended up killing him. Sent a group of people over to take over the land and all that, and she welcomed them in, and her and her servants just murdered them. Then she went over, over to where they were at, and fucking murked them all.
Holy cow! I want to see.
I want to see. We need to talk about this
story. It's either Greek or Roman.
Like current times or olden.
No, olden Roman or Greek times. So
she was a bad bitch.
Yeah, that was the other thing is they weren't anticipating it.
A vengeful Karen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she decimated
like final boss Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to be a movie night for us to watch. This will be good.
Well, it wasn't a movie. It's an actual
level 99 event. Karen.
Oh, I want to see. Surely it's in a movie, then, right?
It probably. I'm sure that it's got to be in
John Wick.
That's so cool.
I'm sure that's where that's based off of. If you look it up.
That's why I called JD a couple of days ago. I'm like, hey, man, talking about this race stuff, but, I know the D&D stuff, blah, 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 blah. I go, but the Crow, right? The Crow. And he goes, no, it's a Revenant. I'm like, oh, shit, you're right. Yeah, the Revenant. That is a Revenant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
I wonder what the hand gesture.
I don't know. It's with this program though, right? It's just
we'll have to ask John from Myths, Monsters, and Mullets if he's.
I can't talk without my hands.
You can talk. Like I said, as long as we close it out, I think it's fine. Okay.
So to close this one out, or did you guys have any other thoughts on the subject?
But
I would like to just take a step back to the people in Scotland. Absolutely amazing people.
Did you like their food?
I did not like haggis. I did eat. My wife ate fish the whole time, so she did okay.
which is really good.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a big fish person. Fish and chips in England was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, because it is. I mean, it's well, like in the United States, people don't realize. Like I thought living in Kansas most of my life that all food had to be fried if it was fish or seafood. You know?
The people are all just good, hard people, and saying that. I didn't understand their dietary. Right? You'd have a small piece of meat, then 5 or 6 different kinds of potatoes, different colors too, and you're like,
Sounds awesome.
Heirloom.
yeah.
Purple potatoes,
anyway,
yellow
but,
potatoes, red potatoes.
how they were treated by England and what they went through.
Potatoes on a stick.
You heard the stories when we went on the tours and stuff like that. I can see why this lore started in Scotland.
Well, yeah,
Norway.
and some of it could have been also warnings to the English lords.
Oh, wow.
To
Yeah, I
keep
like this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
I like
there's
this.
always some truth in all that. I mean, like you can get into whether or not Bigfoot's a parable about not letting kids run into the forest. Hansel and Gretel and the witches and the candy.
I mean,
I mean, there's reasons for this. I mean, there's good reasons for it, but that one could have been, and I don't know how that noble died. Must have been a wraith.
Yeah.
So-
well, and why not play that up?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what you're kind of getting at.
and who's to say that it wasn't vice versa, and that it was something invented by aristocratics,
Aristocrats.
whatever, that they created that to make the people submissive and say, hey,
Oh, you don't want to be stuck as a wraith. You don't make it to the next.
Or you don't want that piece of property. Hey, it's haunted.
it's haunted.
It's
Yeah,
haunted by
that's
a
where I was going.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So we know we've seen that.
we'll protect you and not let you have that.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's all kinds of. I love it. This started getting really interesting at the end. So I appreciate that.
It wasn't
Compared to how
before?
boring you were.
It was,
earlier.
it was pretty boring at first, but
I didn't think so. I thought
this
it was-
turned into. Well, you had a lot of great questions, so that was fantastic on your part.
So, final thoughts. What would you do if you encountered a wraith?
Take off,
Fight or run?
run.
Run.
I find the boundaries.
There's
I usually
there's
don't-
no fighting that.
You don't unless you got a magical sword, a cross, iron.
Thor's
generally-
hammer.
Yeah, Thor's hammer is technically a
That's
Holy
a holy
symbol.
relic. Liz's meatloaf.
I'll just turn around and fart.
light it.
Just blow them away.
No, I don't think there's no fighting something like that.
Yeah,
How do you
I
know-
would.
not unprepared. Like you walk in and saw it. Yeah, your best bet's going to be.
It's just like an exorcism.
Just
You don't
walk
walk
out.
into the exorcism.
Just
Let
moon
me figure out where the barrier is, and then we'll have a plan.
But it's just like an exorcism. You don't go in unarmed.
Yeah,
Like
you got to have a plan.
you got to have faith. You gotta have a
It's like you
plan.
walking in the woods and you see a bear. You're gonna slowly back away and hope it doesn't.
or hug it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See how that goes.
don't. I don't hug bears.
No, just Bigfoot and Wendigos.
So we would love to know what you guys think. If
what you
we've
get.
been completely wrong,
which could really
which
happen.
is possible.
Yeah.
Highly plausible. Let us know what your interpretations of the Wraith are, and please go like and subscribe right here or down here, wherever it shows up.
It's also not across our foreheads.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We know this has been kind of a weird episode, but
Hodgepodge. Yeah.
I thought it turned out good. I learned a lot of lore and
Let us know what you think.
came up with some more theories for me to rabbit hole down.
Well, and I think JD came up with some things to think about as well. And I think you had a lot of great questions. And my limited knowledge was with D&D and some of the movies I saw. So
It helps.
yeah, it was
So
fun.
until next time, thanks for
you.
watching.